In order to get to the truth behind the driving forces of Caspa, we need to use special artificial intelligence web surfer tools to extract the documents containing the real story of Caspa. This is why there's so many people still in non-belief that Caspa has a the strongest path possible to get into the top 3 of all crypto tokens. From there, of course, it's a dogfight. And when we're talking about the charting, check out this clip that we just uploaded 6 a.m. Friday morning. We will be taking advantage of this with a 10x leverage swing trade. We are anticipating not reacting to this breakout. We're going to get ahead of it. There are tons of YouTubers out there that say, don't trade leverage. What they're really saying there is, I do not understand charting. This petty bump in Caspa's price from 5 cents to 6 cents is absolutely nothing compared to the onslaught of price action it is destined to experience, and will encompass every secret document and reason why that no other YouTubers are putting out there. Do you know that there's indigenous tribes out there that have no word for the color blue? You can show them an entire pinwheel of greens and stick a bright blue in there, and they just can't find it because their mind isn't trained to see it. Using that example with the founder of Caspa and a lot of the members of the team, these gentlemen have been studying the Torah and the language of Hebrew since they are children. There are loads of mathematical secrets hidden within that religion. Example, the mathematical value for father and mother equals child, and that rabbit hole goes so much deeper. But these gentlemen have a deep understanding of mathematics, and they've been trained in blockchain. The founder specifically runs a special class out of Harvard, and that's going to come into play for why Caspa never had these VC fundings, why they were able to fair launch it, because it kind of has this guise of this hippy dippy, it's all free for everybody type of launch and concept. But in fact, as we dig a little bit deeper, there are some undertones of some rich and powerful people becoming even more rich and powerful with Caspa. First off the bat, there's Yes Capital from Berlin, Germany. These guys funded Quant Reserve Rights, which PayPal is heavily in ownership of that token. Yes Capital funded it all. They're one of the 2 seed funders of Caspa. The second is Olsen Carlson Wee, also known as Polychain Capital. You guys saw that movie, The Big Short. Remember the character of Eric Dale? That's Olsen Carlson Wee of Coinbase. But instead of getting fired like in The Big Short, he actually went across the street and opened Polychain Capital. And they share investments with Coinbase all the time. So in a perspective, you can say that Coinbase invested off the books in Caspa. And that's why CoinMarketCap will not rank it correctly, because Binance owns CoinMarketCap and CZ doesn't want to help out his competition's pet project. This, of course, brings us back to those Harvard classes that the founder of Caspa was running. They were about how to do MEV bots to maximum value. And of course, with this new BlockDAG protocol, this means better, faster MEV bots. What an MEV bot does is it creates arbitrage. Someone's selling Caspa for $1, someone has a buy order out for $1.01. The MEV bot scoops in and picks up the difference. So once these get online on Coinbase, they'll have a huge amount of money coming in. That's why they didn't need to do these VCs. That's why they were able to do a fair launch, but still have the backing of power players. Remember when the ASICs first came out and all the super techie guys were like, I have never seen a GPU mineable coin get backed by Bitmain this fast, only after a few years, and they just thought something's fishy. That brings us to Caspa's next secret and one of the biggest driving forces Of course, we've all heard Caspa is meant to be the silver to Bitcoin's gold, thus what has been used as a payment system. For Americans, we have no idea what the Caspa founders mean. When you go overseas to Eastern Europe, anywhere in Africa, and parts of Southeast Asia, all of commerce is done with the cell phone. There's no ATMs, there's no banks for days away. So if you want to own a shoe store or a gas station, you want to sell your fresh produce, you can't take cash. It's all done with cell phones. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and there are companies popping off all the time to multi-billion-dollar valuations in just a few years. This is what Caspa is aiming to become with the Caspium wallet. As we can see, it translates into 28 different languages, all of which are, of course, countries that completely rely on the mobile payment system. This was Caspium version 1.1. Once 2.8 finally comes out, and instead of translating into 28 different languages, it's 28 different fiat currencies, that's when we're going to see the use traffic of Caspa absolutely skyrocket. Now remember, when these ASICs were coming out, there was a ton of FUD getting dumped out saying, oh yeah, once this hash rate goes up, the price is going to tank. When in fact, we did multiple studies, and every single coin that had an increase in hash rate, 100%, had an increase in price, from KDA to Flux, Helium, Bitcoin, all of them. So this FUD made absolutely zero sense, unless, of course, it was only happening in America. And we can take a look at the Turkish news. They're on the 6 o'clock news telling everyone to buy Caspa. By the way, the Americans can't even buy Caspa yet. That's got to be the greatest sales line that you could drop in a third world country trying to sell any crypto. And of course, Caspa has another ace in the hole that they haven't even used yet. And that's the Caspa native platform smart contracts. Whenever you're talking about smart contracts, everyone knows you're talking about Ethereum and the Ethereum virtual machine. There's a lot of layer 2 coins that just directly feed traffic into the Ethereum virtual machine, like Polygon for an example. This is all written in the language of Solidify. So there's a lot of coders and devs with a lot of experience in that. With the coming of AI helping people write with code, this could help jump the barrier into everyone just going into the Ethereum virtual machine, because there's so many people that could already work with that code. Here's an example. Solana, Polkadot, and Near Protocol, they all have native smart contracts, so they're not bowing down to the Ethereum virtual machine, and they're doing it all in the language of Rust, just like Caspa. And of course, Caspa's a proof of work project, which gives it a chance at being the alpha dog, just like the Ethereum virtual machine, that all of these smart contract platforms can run their Rust code right through to get the added security and advantages of a proof of work, because these are all proof of stake projects. And they can do both too, because Solana is not only having their native Rust smart contract platform, they also just recently hooked it up to the Ethereum virtual machine, so it's like they can go both ways. This AI-based research on crypto is nothing compared to this charting technique we've been testing as April, known as the X-axis origin trendline Fibonacci pitch. This has turned $12,500 into today over $80,000 in crypto. It's all on camera. We were shorting Quant and AVAX when tons of other creators were saying buy and go long. And of course, we were using leverage and sometimes going cold, like with our 1.3 million in Caspa. And just 72 hours ago, we picked up that 10x leverage of Caspa, adding an extra 175,000 of it in the bag. We've also got GFAL stored on a Tangem cold wallet. Use code JesseAI to get a discount and your own affiliate marketing code. Check out the merch. I'll catch you guys on the next one.